Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And ever since this announcement was made by AT&T, that AT&T 5G standalone is now nationwide, I've seen a lot of chatter around evolving around AT&T, and I made a video trying to explain more of it. But I think AT&T is they're in a very good position. Actually, maybe even a great position with the assets that they now possess. But the 5G standalone, I don't know if it was necessarily absolutely needed for AT&T to say we have it now. It was just a thing like, hey, the other carriers are doing it, we have to be a part of the competition, let's do it, because it adds no real value, it adds no real performance boost. If your phone was working before this launched, it's still going to work after, right? In fact, the towers themselves have had SA active for a while now. If you've checked your field test mode or service mode, it says SA plus NSA. Now it's just, like I said, in a controlled environment, controlled introduction, they're going to start moving accounts over to SA. But I don't think that means your connection is going to change. You might drop, your latency might get better, your speeds may improve a bit. But as I've stated, NSA today is still better because you have more spectrum on it. So there was no rush, in my opinion, to push this 5G standalone. But, because there is competition and your competitors have it on their networks, you got to push, right? But from a market perspective, AT&T is going to have some challenges with this. I want to be very honest. It's not all roses, right? The 850, where AT&T owns the 850, they've refarmed most of that over to NR. And that's great because that gives SA a low band carrier. So you're going to have N5, N2, N77, N77. So that'll help boost penetration. If you want to do voice over NR in those markets, it's fine. But the conversation has started. What about markets that don't have 850? It's all mid-band on NSA. On SA, it's all mid-band. If it's N66, N2, N77, N77, it's all mid-band. That's how T-Mobile, for those of you who are familiar, that's how T-Mobile started LTE on all mid-band. And the only way they were able to do voice on LTE, voice over LTE, they had to densify for PCS. I'm here to tell you guys, in a lot of markets, AT&T's site spacing is not spaced for PCS or AWS. They've gotten better. I'll admit their density has gotten better. They've tightened up a little bit, but they've never built the network for PCS AWS site spacing. It was planned with low band in mind, and then they started to add some density here and there, but they've never, in my opinion, they've never reached a site spacing of PCS AWS. So that's a bit troublesome, right? Then now you're like, oh, I'm on SA, all mid-band, no 850. What if they do launch voice over NR? Is that going to degrade my call quality? What happens with penetration indoors? Is AT&T going to turn around and take it more serious in those markets with some additional densification to keep more people on mid-band? Or do they deploy 600? Do they make it a priority? Do they accelerate? Hey, we need to deploy 600 as quickly as possible in the markets that don't have 850 so we could move a low band carrier over to NR. It's a valid argument. And again, I'm just being honest. Even in markets like a Dallas, like a Philadelphia, where AT&T has extremely high market share, I've been told that AT&T in some cases still doesn't match a site spacing of T-Mobile. Even in those markets where they have the highest share and could get approval for just about anything in those types of markets, they still don't have and match the site spacing of what T-Mobile has today. So AT&T faces a bit of a challenge, right? The speeds are good. The capacity is great. They're matching it with backhaul. They're pushing it, but they do face some challenges. It's not all roses. They do face some challenges. So I just wanted to talk about that in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.